What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Geek's Clothing, hosted by yours truly, Wolfson. And with me, once again, my special guest, Mike Phoenix Hero. Let's go! All right. How are you doing, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good. It's been a very tough, interesting week, you know? Didn't have my chance to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Yesterday, unfortunately, which is like my pet peeves every other weekend, you know?
Well, I definitely went yesterday and didn't see you, so I knew you were busy.
Yeah. How was it? How was the locals doing? You won first place again?
No, I got fourth.
Damn.
But it was a good turnout. It was 17 people.
17 people?
Yeah.
Damn. Why is it never a good turnout when I'm around?
Because they're afraid of you, bro.
Facts.
They don't want to fight you.
Facts.
Yeah, game one was against George.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Dragon Link or Dragon Synchro Link.
Whatever pile that he does with his dragons, yeah.
I couldn't stop him. Game one, I shifted him twice. And I just couldn't, I didn't draw a cash name. So I was like, yo, don't matter if I kept drawing garbage, bro.
Maybe it's time to hang up the gloves with the cash, bro.
Well, I got fourth. He was my only loss. But yeah, game one, shifter. He all he could do was bestial my shifter. Oh, because he won the dice rolls, right? So it's like, okay, I'm like in draw phase shifter. He goes bestial, blah, blah, blah. And then I draw shifter. And I was like, okay.
Oh no.
So then I think all I had was Rise Heart. So I just normal summon Rise Heart, pay the cost, and then I think I did banish his Chaos Space. So I was like, it was a good phase down banish, but just couldn't get anything because I didn't draw Birth, didn't draw that. I think I opened Ash, Imperm, and Mourner, Ghost Mourner.
Damn, so you drew in the hand traps. You drew in the thing that will stop him from playing.
And then so we passed turn because I can't beat it over him. And then on his draw phase, I'm like, here's the second shifter to try to delay him. And then just couldn't do it. Yeah, I think. And then game two, I went first. I forgot. Oh, I opened 2 Rise Hearts.
What?
Yeah. So I was like Rise Heart normal summon. And then no, actually I think I opened Unicorn, but he ashed it. Now I'm thinking about it. Because I think was like Unicorn, he ashed it. And then I'm like, okay, Rise Heart effect to special summon it. And then I normal summon my second one. And I'm like, okay, Abyss Dweller.
Ooh.
I'm running Abyss Dweller, bro. When people heard me say Abyss Dweller, they're like, what are you playing? I was like, I'm playing Cash, bro. I'm still playing it. Because a lot of his dragons have the
graveyard effects.
Graveyard effects. So I was like, okay, if I can't stop it from going in, I'll just stop you from activating it. So I went to Abyss Dweller, activated immediately in his draw phase, and then he got rid of my Unicorn, and then he beat over the Abyss Dweller, and then I had really nothing, and I was like, okay, so he got it. Game 2, they gave me the bye because I was at the bottom. Game 3 was against that new, I guess not new, Mikanko.
Oh, that annoying ass deck. The only fit to remove is Kaiju and Lava Golem.
That's how I won. He had stuff, and I was like, this is what I opened. I opened Kaiju, Lava Golem.
Oh, bro, you were
game 3. Game 3. So he had he had a Mikanko and something else. Oh, he was playing Runic Mikanko.
Oh, that's a nasty variant.
Yeah, so I beat him, but it was just funny because I Lava Golem his Mikanko and what is it? The one that searches the field spell, the runic one. And then the one that searches fountain.
Oh, Hugin,
yeah. So got rid of them, and then I have damage. I couldn't beat him, but I did the damage, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I didn't because I didn't want to get rid of that lava golem, so I left it there.
Oh.
And then people forget that lava golem is an effect, so my Kashtiras activate. People always forget that, and I'm just like, because he was like, okay, give me 1,000 damage, and then he's like, Manface. I'm like, no. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I got 2 triggers. He's like, what? I'm just like, you just activated a monster effect to pay the 1,000, and he was like, bro. People always forget that. I'm like, in standby,
insane.
I'm grabbing stuff from your extra deck. That's why I like Unicorn Lava Golem is broken because like when you summon Unicorn, if you fight, you can take something from their extra deck, or even if they like ash you, whatever, you take something from their extra deck.
Right.
Then when you pass turn in standby, when they activate Lava Golem, you get to take another thing from the extra deck. So sometimes when they have like 2 ofs, it's just easy to just rip it because you know they're going to activate Lava Golem.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, you had a 2 off, doesn't matter because I already banished both face down. And then he summoned like a Mekonko, but he gave up his battle phase. So then I'm just like, kaiju it. And he's like, bruh. And I was like, yep.
Yeah, no, I don't. That variant is kind of weird. Mekonko Runic. I guess you don't. See how would you win? Because you're sacrificing the battle phase, which is exactly what Mekonko needs. Mekonko needs to be attacked, or you attack to the person, and then.
Yeah, I think that's what he was going for, is me attacking, because I was playing very floodgate heavy. Because I went I was under Tikaboo.
Yeah.
So I had like my Rice Heart, Ogre, whoever. I can go into Big Eye, who's spellcaster, right?
Right.
And then like as like I attack, I hit myself. I'm like end of battle, and then he's like flip summon limit, and I'm like, then I can't go into Zeus.
But why won't you?
Because I have to summon. I summoned to go into a Big Eye.
Right.
Right. So that I'm over 2. I'm already over 2 summons.
Wait. So under summon limit, when you activate it, if you already you've already passed the threshold of 2 summons, the limit applies. Really?
Yeah. It's not. You can only conduct like up to 2 more. It's literally like for each phase, you only conduct 2. So it recognizes anything previously before you activated it.
Damn, summon limit is much broken than I thought.
Yeah, people who I think before it didn't work that way, but then they eroded it or whatever to like basically say like this is how it works. So it's like you can have it face down, and then when you go into their second one, then you, like on resolution you can flip it and because it recognizes it. Because they don't know what, like it could be an imperm, it could be something. So that's how like it helps people. It's like you just keep it face down until they do 2. So he gave me that false like. He gave me that false security that I'm gonna go into Zeus, because he let me go into Big Eye, because he could have just let me. He could have just flipped it after I did special summon Rice Heart,
right?
Because that was my second summon. He could have just activated there, but no, he wanted me to go into an XCs and then bait the Zeus hit. So yeah, so even though he was playing Runic, it was like he wanted me to like hit him. So like I would, because it's like, oh, if I hit myself, or I go into battle with Big Eye, I take the damage. I was 2,600, and I was like, yeah, I can't do anything. No, but I beat him, so it was pretty funny because he was like, bro, you just got every out. I was like, yeah. I wonder, and it's funny. He was running Lava Golem, and he didn't use it against me because he was like, oh, my normal summon's more important. I was like, then why run Lava Golem?
Yeah, you could have just have a Kaiju at that point.
Kaiju, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I play Lava Golem because Kashira. Assuming everything goes well, you don't need a normal summon.
Yeah, basically. Your only normal summon is Rice Heart. That's pretty much
it. Or if I have Burr, I can summon.
Oh, yeah, summon Ash. Yeah. Or Mourner.
Or Ash too to go into Synchro. Yeah. But it's like most of the time, like I don't need a normal summon. So that's why I love running Lava Golem. And then game 3 was against Labyrinth, against Kenneth. That game was crazy. I think our first round lasted 30 minutes. Like game 1 lasted 30 minutes. We were going back and forth. And people say like Yu-Gi-Oh is one-sided. Nah, bro. I was making him work for that win. I ended up winning the set, but it was just that game 1 was because I have preparations. Cashier preparations, the one like no one runs. And it triggers off of traps. And it's like Labyrinth runs traps. And then he couldn't beat over my Ogre. So then every time he would activate the effect to like summon one of the Labyrinths, I'm like trigger Ogre. I kept going into his deck and then banishing all his trap cards, like big welcome, and like stuff like that. Because don't forget, it's like the whole deck is like, you can special summon like one of them, and then you get to set a normal trap from your deck. So he told me like at the end of that, he's like, I had no more normal traps in the deck because I kept banishing, and I kept like also like summoning multiple Rise Hearts just to get him to do the banish 3.
Oh, you mad.
So I think I made him like banish 9 from just Rise Heart. Oh, so I'm like, yeah.
Oh, poor Kenneth. Poor Kenneth. all his labyrinth cards down to the banish pile.
Yeah, banish face down pile. and I opened shifter against him. So when he like summoned his like two the big one, the two I think 2900 and the 3000.
Yeah, lovely and lady.
Like silver, yeah, lovely and silver. And I took one, be over, and then I went into Donner. And since he's under shifter, like those two ghosts banish. So he couldn't get them back. I was like, see ya. I don't want to fight those monsters. But no, it was definitely fun. And then right before the thing started, I bought the Valiant Smashers. The set I don't know if you bought it yet because I know you want Centurion.
No, I'll buy it today. I'll swim by a little bit and just like get a box or two, probably. Just, because I guess I'm addicted to it.
Emotional
Same.
damage.
I pulled well, of course I pulled a collector's rare, which is crazy. The one of the Memento one. It wasn't
the boss monster. You pulled a boss monster, you say?
No, I pulled a spell.
Oh, but it's a collector's rare.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not paying much attention to that set overall, other than the Centurions, which just makes me furious because every time I look at the prices, it's just like it's still a bit too expensive of what it should be, and I'm just waiting until a pro player to shit on it, so that way the value will drop, and then I got the chance to get it. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get it regardless of the price.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. I mean, I don't know. I've like something I saw the other day about Yu-Gi-Oh is that Konami is having a problem with Yu-Gi-Oh that they're releasing way too many stuff in a short period of time.
Yeah.
And it feels oversaturated. Don't you feel the same way?
100%. Especially since I'm a collector and try collecting like every single set and having them complete. It's like, oh my God, there's so many cards. My thing is like a bunch of the pack or sets have so much like filler that I'm just like, why do you need like a core set and then a deck building set? Why can't you just combine both into one? Because then it's like that has a bunch of value. Because think about it, it's like Age of Overlord, right? It's like it was good, but then it had like a bunch of filler cards. I'm like, imagine if that was just Centurion in it. That would be even crazy because then people actually feel like, okay, I'm getting the Centurion stuff plus SP, anti-Zeus. It brings value to it.
I feel like they should eliminate deck building sets overall.
They could have combined Dune with Wild Survivors. And then it's like, oh, it would have sold out because it had all the VS stuff.
Exactly. And not have whatever crap cards, because that set was hard garbage, and the only highest
other than Vanquish Soul,
yeah, and the only highest fin that they Dune had was Revolution Synchron. That's like the highest
which
value.
Flopped too,
yeah, so you could have actually put the Vanquish Soul monsters into that set, and then sure, run everything into ultra rare on the Vanquish Soul. You will have a killer set.
No, I agree. They need to combine both.
My fin is like, I feel like with deck building sets, they're becoming way too much, and a lot of these deck building sets are becoming a little bit flop. It's like usually you will have the one archetype from that deck building set that'll be very competitive, and everything else is just whatever. And sometimes those whatevers become competitive later down the future when there's like support. I feel like that's stupid. That's really stupid because you want people to buy the sets. You want people to buy the cards and play them, right?
Yeah.
So make the cards good enough to play them. Like make every archetype that you build on a level that you can compete. Like imagine having Drytron, Vanquish Soul, and Centurion all in under one bot set.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to buy that? Because every deck, every archetype on that is like, holy shit, I can play this. This is nuts. You could combine this with other engines and whatnot. Instead of having like what we have, like it's like, oh, it's barely one that's gonna be good enough to be competitive. And it's not even a guarantee that we'll have support. We might have support, but it's not guarantee it's gonna like make or break the deck, Like what was the one that had the puns? Grand Creators. It had Exorcister, Punk, and Adventure.
Adventure,
Yeah, I thought Adventure wasn't gonna be good, and I thought Punk was too overwhelmed. People are not gonna be paying life ones when life ones does matter, and Exorcist is probably the one that's gonna overtake. But and end up all three of those archetypes to be great decks competitively. All three of them. See, that made sense. And if you're gonna do something like that, I would rather you sell a deck building set once or twice a year, but not 3 or 4 times a year. How are we having it right now? I'd rather have.
I'd rather not have them. Period. I'd rather you just scatter them in the 4 core sets.
I'm okay with
that. Because that promotes trading. Think about it. Like you just said, right? You said, what if we had Drytron? What was it, like Avenge or whatever?
Drytron, the Vanquish Souls, and the Centurions all under one bot set.
Yeah, in one. Like in a core set. It's like, I would buy, right? And then it's like, well, I want to play Centurion. I don't want to play Drytron. Let's trade, you know?
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is like, I open the Valiant Smashers and the only thing that matters is Centurion. All the other cards are just bulk because it's like, I'm not going to play Memento right now and no one wants Memento.
No, nobody
or the
cares
people that
about
do,
Memento.
The people that do, they know it's like, oh, well, they're all 50-cent card. But it's like, imagine having 3 strong like archetypes, like you said. It's like, well, I'll say, okay, I'll trade you my, Drytron for your Centurion, right?
Mm-hmm.
It promotes trading, it promotes value. But when they have it spread out, it just sucks.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, one, in a business perspective, like one deck building set a year should be okay, and put it in the middle of the year. Just put it in the summer when there's like barely anything to sell on the summer. It's like the slowest season of the year when it comes to trading cards, because usually that's like reprint sets or like the shitty core sets. So you could just put it in the middle, or like you said,
that should be Rarity Collection.
Yeah.
I thought Rarity Collection was one of the best sets ever.
Yeah, Rarity Collection makes sense to put it in the summer. And then afterwards, you'll get the tins. And then your core set. Whatever. However you want to put it. I don't know. The way that I think like they're printing way too much and it's costing a lot of money on them. So they got to raise up the prices on the boxes of then selling to us. And it's just way too much. And the deck buildings itself, it's no longer... I don't think the next deck building set has to be the most broken shit ever. Because this one is like, it's not worth it, And lately we've been having a lot of deck building sets that are like, it ain't worth it. Like Amazing Defenders, the only thing that came out was Pearly. That was the only good thing because Rescue Ace, it was a little bit too overwhelmed or didn't have enough support in order to last competitively until a core set brought out the support and now they can play. And the other one was Menkanko, the same thing. Menkanko wasn't good.
Yeah.
So it's like, really, like, you want me to buy all sets because we have new support so that way I can play competitively? Why can't I just, like, play it right now when it's out?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Centurion right now, Centurion is tier 2 or maybe Rogue, if anything. I'm pretty sure, like, in the next core set, the new one that you announced, Legacy of Destruction, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a broken-ass Centurion support that's going to be like, oh, yeah, now the deck is going to be tier 1.
Yeah.
But it's like, why have to wait half a year for that? Why can't I just play it right now? At that point, then just don't sell it. Just don't sell the deck buildings. Just put it on core sets. That's my, I don't know.
Would you pay okay, what about that product like this? You get the entire Centurion core and stuff from Konami. I'm trying to think what's like a good price. $55.
The entire core?
Yeah.
So the entire core, and it could be common level.
I mean, Konami never does that. Konami always puts like one ultra, one something.
No, right. But just having the entire core for $50. Like,
yeah, you get 3 copies of every card.
100%.
3 copies of every card.
100%. I'll pay for it. I
don't understand why they don't do that. Because it's like, imagine like, yeah, instead of the deck building, you could just do that. I mean, granted, maybe like no one like would buy a Memento one. They would have to pick like which ones they would want to,
right? Or
make Memento better or something. But so you can also throw like the challenge of like, let's be nice, all of them are super, right? Like super rare. And then like, and why people would buy multiples is like maybe they have like the quarter century, or each card has the possibility of coming in as a collector's rare or something.
Right.
So I think that would also promote like people buying multiple because it's like, oh, like cool, I got the Centurion core, but now I want to play it
higher
as
rarity.
collector's rare.
Yeah. Like I want max rarity. Like I want a flats, basically.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that would work because I don't want to go into One Piece, but you know how like I do videos for Travis, like he opened like a set it's called like the 3 captains.
Mhm.
And like every card came in like a higher rarity. And like it was like,
Really?
and every card came like 4 ofs, I think. So it was like you're ready to play with the deck, you know? And one of them is like,
Really?
yeah, like Meta Revelant. So I'm just like, why don't they do that? You know, it's like, oh, Centurion, or just do it for all 3. Just give me the 3 the Memento, Centurion, and I don't even know what the other one is. I honestly cannot name you.
Blah.
Oh yeah. It's like the one with the girls, right?
Yeah, Val cards. I'll just go to Val cards.
Val, yeah. It's like, you know what? It's right. $60 and I get all 3 cores completed. And I'm like, people would buy that because even if like Memento sucks or whatever, it's like people are going to be like, oh, I'm going to buy the entire thing for Centurion.
And also gives you like let's say you buy the bots and you get the entire core, right? Of all 3 archetypes. One of the bots may have a max rarity, one of them don't. And that is like, damn it. In this bots, I only got the regular versions. I want the collector's rare. I want the quarter century. I think I'm gonna buy another bots. And that and then if anything, I'll just sell all these cards later.
Konami, if you're listening, I'll sell you the idea for free, bro. Just do it.
Just do it, man. Just do it because like I don't like the pay to play. I don't want to be paying premium just so I can play certain cards. You know, I want to have fun. That's the whole point of playing these cards. It's like not all the time you have to take this on a competitive level and, you know, and play them. No, you just go to your locals and then just have fun with your locals, you know. That's pretty much it, bro. But
yeah. Because I'm thinking like, yeah, you do that and then like you keep the core sets the same, right? So it's like, okay, I bought the core Centurion for what? For the $55, right?
Yeah.
And then the next core set has like the broken support. Okay, well now I have to buy the core set to actually pull the support or whatever. So it's like you go back and forth, but I agree with you, man. It's oversaturated with the amount of, you know,
products like and
sets coming out.
Yeah, like products, the reprints, like which I'm okay with having certain reprints, but have reprints that we know that we need, not reprints that like we needed it last year. Like who's playing right now Borlo Savage Dragon other than Dragon Link?
Yeah.
I didn't know that we needed a reprint of Savage Dragon because it was on a high demand. I didn't know that was a high demand. I didn't know that we need another 10th reprint of Nibiru.
Yeah.
Because we don't have enough Nibirus or evenly matches. Like, so that whole rarity collection is dope, but you know, have cards that we need, not last year. And that's a problem that they have because they keep doing this based on the OCG. So it's like whatever the OCG has, we'll get it 3 months later. And the OCG, time-wise, it makes sense for them to have those rarity cards because they need to have those type of cards. But it doesn't mean it's going to translate to TCG. And by the time we get them, it's like too little too late. Like a ban list happened or a new core set happened and an archetype just power crept. And now these cards are just rentless, useless, you know? So it's like...
Yeah.
It's like too little too late. Oh, for collectors rare. It's like, okay, for collectors, it makes sense. For you, it makes sense for you to get them. But it's just too much. And it's too much, man. And it's rising the prices. And man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess like whenever the ban list comes out, I guess that when everything will change. Whenever they decide to come out. But this is way oversaturated. Before we move forward, any thoughts, you know, with Valiant Smashers or the state of Konami with Yu-Gi-Oh?
I think Centurion is good. I think I was telling you that like some people yesterday at the locals, or not really some, just one dude was saying it was like a trash card. Or
was he a pro
trash
player
archetype,
or he's just like a random?
Just random.
Oh, okay.
But it was just funny. Because I was trying to like ask him like, okay, tell me like all your grievances with it, right? And he was like, oh, well, you can imperm Chrism Dragon. I'm just like, how? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm just like, you summon Chrism Dragon in main phase 1, and you should do your combo when they normal or special summon, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's you not being a good player because it's like the second you normal summon, your imperm is dead. You have something on field. You are dead. So I told him like, that's not a grievance. And they're like, oh, but what if they flip it down? I'm just like, name anyone here in the store that's still playing Book of Moon. And it's like, It's like those things. Who was it? Neo was saying that like Yu-Gi-Oh is like a zero-sum game. So it's like you can say any card, and I will name a card that can counter you.
Yeah.
But it don't matter because I'm not running it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh well, you know, I'm gonna run this. I can just say, well, I'm gonna run honest to beat over you. Who plays honest? You know, that's what I'm saying.
Honest
Like,
in this in day and age. Okay. Sure. Okay,
Yeah.
you can have an honest. Are you gonna play honest in this format?
exactly. So that's what I'm saying is like you can just talk about every single choke point a deck has, but it's like all the outs are not being played. You know, it's like no one's playing the 2003 out that like will stop your deck. You know.
And another thing also
Like-
that people, something that I argue with people when they say like, well, it's trash. It's like, okay, why is it trash? Oh, a simple Ash can stop it. And I'm like, okay, then a simple Call by the Grave can stop it. Oh, but you know what's the
Yeah.
chances of having a Call by the Grave? Well, you know what's the chances of you having an Ash? You may have a higher
Yeah.
chance of you having to draw an Ash and stop my combo. Definitely. Your chances of you having an Ash is higher than my chances of me having a Call. But then again, you have to draw it, right? And if you didn't draw
Yeah.
it, your argument isn't valid. Because then
Yeah.
if you didn't draw it, I can just combo off and then my Centurion doesn't look that trash now, does it? Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's luck. It's like this game is luck based, honestly.
The
Like-
game is luck, yeah.
Like you can literally draw a broken ass hand or you can draw a brick ass hand. It's all luck based. And even if you draw your most broken ass hand, that one that tells you like, I can combo off or I can just go nuts, it is not a guaranteed chance you're going to win the match because there are times that you can go, and I had experience with this, I can go full combo and it's like, bro, there's no way you're going to go for it. Like, what is it that you have? And they somehow outmaneuver my board and they managed to break my board and then beat me in the game. So it's like, it's all luck based. It's not a guarantee. Sure, there are chances to complete a certain thing. There are. That's where we run it. But at the same time, anything can be stopped by Ash. Anything can be stopped by Imperm. Like, sure, but what are the chances of you drawing it? You're not gonna tell me, oh, in every duel, I always draw Ash. And I will say, well, dude, in every duel, you must have the shittiest hand. Because if you have to draw Ash just to beat a game, then you don't have a great.
But yeah,
Because-
when people tell me like, oh, Ash beats this deck, I'm just like, Shifter beats yours. And then they just stop talking. Like, Shifter beats yours, you know? Because you know how like I run Shifter in Kashtira.
Yeah.
It's just funny when people try, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, Shifter.
And I could just argue
Like-
with them, well, there could only be one. Shuts down a lot of decks.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing a Dragon League, that you're done. That you have to play a Vanquish Soul deck or some other decks that doesn't really care about typing. Oh, Manadium. I didn't notice this, but Manadium can play through Tikaboo because every other card has a different typing. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. And I just like outmaneuver a lot of people with Tikaboo under Manadium, which is a wild discovery that I just recently found out. But yeah, again, Tikaboo can shut down a lot of decks and summon limit. I mean, any floodgate at all. It's like it just depends. Again, it all depends on the cards that you draw and if you did draw them. You know, you're not gonna have a guaranteed win on every duel. That's just a loser's mentality.
You gotta play like you're getting the worst hand and see how you can like outmaneuver.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, like, if that guy faces somebody like me who's as a Centurion player or any other, I'm pretty sure that guy's gonna shit on me or shit everybody who plays Centurion. And it's just like, man, this deck sucks. I was like, well, I mean, I beat your deck. Like,
here's my quarter century Crimson Dragon.
Yeah, I mean,
can't be negated, bro. Quarter centuries can't be negated if you didn't know.
If you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah. Those are my closing thoughts. I hope Konami like calms down on the like printing sets and stuff.
I hope so.
That's
I mean, if they do the reprint sets, I'm fine with it. Just make sure that they're reprint sets that we need, not that we needed it last year or 2 years ago. Like that was another card I totally forgot, but it was like, dude, this card, like we would be a nice reprint 2 years ago. Why are we reprinting it right now? Stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, you let us know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts about Konami and its products? Let us know. Do you agree or disagree with what we're saying? Let's move on to the next topic. I definitely want to talk about the Game Awards because it was just announced not too long ago. And I'm not going to, the list is long, but I'm not going to tell you all the games or all the nominees. I'm just going to tell you like the big ones, the ones that I know that's like, oh shit, this is a potential, you know? Let me see. So I'm pulling up in this Variety article, you know, shout out, I guess, to Variety for giving us this little article with the list of things. So let's start with this one and let me hear your thoughts very quickly, you know. So the first one, obviously, Game of the Year. Here are the nominees: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. What are your thoughts on that one?
Legend of Zelda. I'll say that I have not played any of those games.
You and me?
I have not played any of those games.
You and me?
Because I think I mentioned before that I only really do multiplayer games now, but just from what I've seen, what people are playing, talked about, like people are still talking about Legend of Zelda. People are still comparing the new games to Legend of Zelda. So it's like, I'm guessing it was like one of the best games of all time, not just this year. So,
and let me tell you this, my thought, Tears of the Kingdom, 100%. And why? Because it's definitely, in my opinion, it was a game that made me purchase and play Zelda again. Because the last time I played Zelda was Twilight Princess. And that's in the Wii, so imagine. So I skipped a bunch of other Zelda games, and I'm pretty sure they were all good. But I'm not that big of into Zelda games, but when I do play it, and if I feel that I enjoy it, I'll play them. Tears of the Kingdom was one of those that I was like, oh my God, this is way better than when I was playing Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask or even Twilight Princess or any other. It brought me back to play the game. That's a lot. So for me to play the game and just play on and spend hours and hours grinding and playing and not complaining once and feel like, holy shit, this is awesome. 100%. I do want to give it to, Zelda, and I hope that Zelda does win. The other nominees, Alan Wake 2, again,
I haven't heard anything from it, so I'm surprised it's even on that list.
Yeah, I was about to tell you that. I haven't heard anything about this game, whether it was good or was bad. And so Epic Games did this, published it. Baldur's Gate 3, I've heard a lot of good stories of it, but I feel like it's one of those RPG games. I don't know if I will I necessarily agree to it that it's like it got everybody to play it or not. Marvel Spider-Man 2, I feel like that game is way too early to be nominated as a game of the year. And it just got released a month ago and we're already putting it as the best game of the entire year. Calm down. Like I will get it that it got released today and next year they will put it as game of the year. That will make sense, but come on. It's been a month or two. Let's slow down a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, put Mario for a 3 at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Resident Evil 4, great game, great remake. I feel like it was to be a game of the year. I'm not saying it's bad.
I don't think remakes should be game of the year. It's like, I don't know. It's like you tried when you came out.
It depends. And I'll argue it with this case because they did a lot of changes from the original game. It felt like a brand new game. That's why that's why I felt it was okay. It felt like a brand new game. The storyline was still there, but they did a lot of changes and they added a lot of scenes. They added a lot of mechanics here and there. So it definitely did feel like a brand new game. So I'm okay with it. As long as if you're doing a remake, make sure the remake feels like brand new game and not just I'm just picking up for where I left off,
Yeah.
And Super Mario Bros. Wonders. I mean, everybody loves Mario, but
I love Mario, but as game of the year, nah. It's a platformer for game of the year.
Yeah, that's too
much. To me, that's like a casual game. It's a good casual game, and I'll tell people, fun, but game of the year is saying it's you're basically flawless in that every aspect of your game beat every other games aspect of that.
Exactly. Do you have any other games that you thought that should have deserved the nomination
for game of the year?
I think I have one or two in my head.
I can name games I've heard people talk about, but not really like, again, don't really have an opinion because I haven't played them. But like, I think Liza P is a game that everyone's talking about.
Okay.
Like I've heard more people talk about Liza P than Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Like
that I believe. Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think what else came out this year.
A lot of games that came out this year. And they were like spread out. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, how about you? You said you had 2 in mind?
I guess I can say Armor Core 6 because it got me to play. And like I heard like a lot of people who were never into Mets, they all loved it, especially the people who were into the what do you call it? Into the From Software.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of people play Armor Core and they loved it. And obviously a lot of people who've never played Armor Core, they loved it. And a lot of people that are into Mets, they say, oh, they loved it. So I've been hearing nothing but positive things from Armor Core 6, you know? So I can see as to why, you know, that game itself would be good. I wanted to say Final Fantasy 16, but the problem is that I heard a lot of mixed reviews for a lot of people, even though a lot of people bought it and it's been a very high grossing sell, but a lot of people had complaints about it. So I don't know if I will consider it. I don't know. I think that's like one of those. Let us know what are your thoughts on the Game of the Year nominees and what games you think should have been in the list. Next one is Best Game Direction. I don't know what that refers, but
yeah,
it's basically the same list as before, as the Game of the Year. The nominees is Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate, Marvel Spider-Man, Super Mario, and Zelda. I don't know what that means. Best game direction. Is it like a new direction, a new mechanic, a new game that takes you somewhere else? I'm just gonna skip that one because I don't know. It's like if anything, best game direction, I'll give it to Zelda.
Yeah.
Zelda. Yeah. Best adaptation. This is actually a pretty good one. Castlevania from Netflix, the new Castlevania Nocturne, the Gran Turismo movie, the Last of Us series, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Twisted Metal. I'm gonna give it to the Last of Us 100% over all of these. But what do you think?
I will give it to the Mario Bros. I think
I had a feeling that you were gonna say that, and I can see why. I can definitely see why Super Mario Bros. Movie will probably be the winner of best. Yeah, over Last of Us. I can see why.
I don't see like a lot of people talking about the Mario movie, but the sales themselves speak for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Basically. Everyone was talking about The Last of Us. So I agree. I thought that's what you were going to say too. And I agree. Like people, when that came out, everyone was talking about it. The Mario movie, people just saw it or like, yeah, it's a good movie. But just the sales alone, I'm like, I think that movie went crazy. And I think they're going to have to like give it its props and be like, this made a lot of money, you know? So I think it might probably win it.
Yeah. A lot of people like went to the movies just to watch that movie itself. And there's not that many people, Matt's subscribe to it, so it's like like it could be like the best adaptation and I'll still put it there, but number wise I see Mario winning that slot. Best narrative, again, some of these choices is like kind of weird. Alan Wake 2, again, I don't know anything about Alan Wake 2, and like I'm surprised that this game is even like in the tots, and I thought that this game was just released not too long ago as well. So like I
couldn't even tell you when it was released.
Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. Best narrative.
Cyberpunk.
You played it?
No, but just based on what people say, I think it'll be best narrative.
I guess that's like the redemption from releasing a shit game on release. I
guess. Not that narrative. I think more narrative of like, it's about the story.
Oh, yeah.
I think narrative is like what's the best story or like what they're pushing.
Yeah,
and I think it's Cyberpunk.
Maybe I'll get Cyberpunk, and I'll stick with Final Fantasy because when I was playing it, this I was hooked on with the story and the plot twist that has it and and the secrets behind it. It was just like a good narrative story that was bringing to. I will be surprised if they give it to Spider-Man. I will be shocked because the story of Spider-Man 2 is not groundbreaking. Like we all know, it's Peter Parker, Miles Morales fighting Venom. That's pretty much it. Fighting all these villains.
Yeah.
There's not that groundbreaking narrative. It's like, oh no, Peter Parker is fighting his own demons and trying to see himself to be Spider-Man. It's like,
Yeah.
like how many times have we heard that song? Like how many movies do we have and shows? And like, come on. Best narrative, that's a little bit of a stretch. Best art direction, Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Best art. I want to say Alan Wake 2, not because I played it, but I've seen some of the gameplays, and it's like it's very hard for you to navigate a game which is its basic theme is black and dark, and you need to demonstrate your colors out there. I want to give it to it, but at the same time, I think like either Lies of P or Zelda should deserve that slot. What do you think?
From what you just said about Alan Wake, I will 100% agree with that.
Okay.
Other than that, I think a lot of people are hyping up the new Mario artwork, even though it's still a 2D platformer. But
I'm not saying that Mario games are bad. I mean, they're nominees and they're great games overall, but it's the same concept, like the same artwork. Yeah. It's like you're not giving me something brand new. Like the brand new aspect will be like I can play the game just like I'm watching the movie. That's insane level of artwork, and me playing it, that made sense. That'll be like, holy shit. Like you give me an Unreal Engine level Mario Brothers game. Okay, you deserve the slot. But Nintendo, Nintendo's Nintendo. They're not gonna fix if it ain't broke. Or
even if it is broke, they ain't fixing
because people were still gonna buy it regardless. Exactly.
Yeah.
Best score and music. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, Legend of Zelda. I don't know. I guess I'll take it for a grain of salt with Final Fantasy and Baldur's Gate. I feel like their best score and music came from those two games. Because I feel because RPG games have a good reputation of having live orchestra bands or sceneries and sound designs on their games. So it kind of makes sense that those RPG games deserve it a lot more than every other game. What are your thoughts?
Including Zelda?
The reason why the reason why I'm looking at it right now, it says it's been composed by Nintendo Sound Team. So it's going to have Nintendo sound composure. It's not going to be like next level sound. Like it's going to be this typical sound that I would normally we hear on a Zelda game. Like me thinking about it, I can hear it. But when I'm playing a Final Fantasy 16 or Baldur's Gate or something like that, I hear Sephiroth level orchestra type shit.
Okay,
that's what I'm hearing, and let me put it this way: I'm hearing a big movie masterpiece, like a John Williams type composition on these RPG games. Zelda, as much as it's a great RPG game series, it still uses Nintendo sounds. If they make Zelda or Mario into an Unreal Engine, I can see the orchestra going live, because it feels realistic. But you can tell like it's all animation, it's all kid friendly. I guess you could put it kid friendly, family friendly.
Okay.
Yeah. Which one you choose? You still check Zelda?
I haven't heard any of the games. I want to say Final Fantasy because I'm just familiar with Final Fantasy being like huge orchestra productions.
Yeah.
So I'll say Final Fantasy.
All right, that's fine. Let's see, what else? I'm looking at others. Best audio design, best performance, innovation and accessibility, gains for impact, best ongoing gains. That's funny. Apex and Fortnite and Genshin Impact. And Final Fantasy 14. People are still playing Cyberpunk 2077? Okay, sure. Best independents, best indie games, best mobiles, best AR VR, best action adventure. Okay, we can talk this one. Okay, this is actually a good one. Best action game: Armored Core 6, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2. I'm gonna give it to Armored Core 6, 100%, because that was that was a crazy nuts game. What do you think?
From what I've seen, I'll agree with Armored Core. I did play Dead Island 2. I was not that impressed. I stopped halfway through.
So you're surprised that's in the list.
It was even nominated, yeah. And I had like a squad playing the game with me too.
Oh,
so it wasn't so I was like, it just felt very boring.
Damn, that sucks. Well, best action adventure game: Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Geez, this one's kind of tough for me. Best action adventure.
I'll say Zelda than Jedi.
Yeah, 100% Zelda over Jedi. But for me, it's kind of tough. And I know I can see Spider-Man 2 winning it. I could definitely see Spider-Man winning it. Resident Evil 4. I mean, great game overall. I will say between Resident Evil 4 and Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with those
I'm
two.
saying Zelda.
Hey, Zelda can win it. Best RPG. And it's interesting that Zelda is not considered an RPG, or is it like these are better than Zelda? Here are the nominees: Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield. That's odd that you wouldn't put Zelda in that category of nominees. Isn't Zelda considered an RPG game, or I'm just making this up?
I think people argue the definition of what is a role-playing game.
But
because I hear people say, like, can you say COD is role-playing game because you're role playing as a soldier?
COD?
COD, Call of Duty.
No, it's not. It's a shooter game.
Yeah, but some people say like it's an RPG because you're role playing as a soldier.
Ugh.
All right. So I just don't know what like I don't know what their logic is for discrediting Zelda as an RPG. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I want to give it to 16, but I think it's between Baldur's Gate or Starfield will be the ones that will win. What do you think?
I'm just trying to think which one I've heard about the most. I think Baldur's Gate is probably the one that
yeah, that's the one I heard the most. Starfield because of the controversy of binary and non-binary bullcrap.
Yeah.
Best fighting game. I'm not gonna mention all of them. I'm just gonna say Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Because all the ones that I'm looking at is like, I don't know. Like Mortal Kombat will definitely be the one. Best family game. Nobody gives a shit. This is a category that Super Mario can win. Best family game. There you go. There's a slot for Mario. Best sim strategy game. Jesus. Pikmin 4, Fire Emblem, Company of Heroes, Cities, Advance Wars 1 and 2. Wow, that's still going. All Nintendo
Advance
games.
Wars?
Yeah, Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp.
Yeah, I'll give it to that.
I'm looking all Nintendo guys in here. Sorry. Sports racing, EA Sports, FC24. I don't know what that is. F123. I think that's Formula 1. Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and the Crew Motor. I guess Forza.
Everyone.
Yeah, Forza. Best multiplayer presented by Discord: Baldur's Gate, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. What do you think of that?
I wanted to say Party Animals. I had a lot of fun playing that game.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I just think like it fell off. No one's really talking about it anymore.
I feel Diablo 4 will be one that everybody's like, yeah.
Really? Because I feel like everyone hates Diablo now.
Why would they hate it? What did they do?
People were complaining that I felt too like microtransactions and stuff, and they weren't like to their roots. And
oh my god, bro! Welcome to the new age. At that point, like the new age. This is the new age, guys. Like I don't know what to tell you. Everything else is just esports teams and blah blahs and hoo ha's and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I guess. Those are the game awards, man. Any thoughts? Any games you think that they should deserve on a nomination or whatnot?
I'll say I'm shocked. Not from my perspective. I don't think this game should be in any category, but I'm surprised that like it was just not mentioned at all. Hogwarts Legacy.
Yo, you're right. That's actually a good point. And I know that Hogwarts Legacy was a big deal when it got released, and everybody. Their mothers love to play in that game. That's a good point.
I think that was a game that was like people liked it because it was Harry Potter theme.
Mm-hmm.
But like I haven't really heard anyone like people say, I love this game, it's my favorite game, but they don't talk about like mechanics, story, or anything. It's just like I think it was just like a casual game for Harry Potter. Which is fine. Like if you had fun, like awesome, you know, like I'm not gonna blame you for having fun, but I didn't see anyone really talking about it in the sense of like Zelda, where like, you know, you're talking about like Zelda's amazing because it has all these like dungeons, you know, all these, you have multiple hours of replaying or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone talked about Heartwards in that like style. So like I'm not surprised that it's not on the list, but I'm pretty sure some people are pissed that it's not on any list.
That's hilarious. All right. I mean, that's not bad at all. Okay. So
I mean, you forgot.
there's a couple games I forgot about it. Yeah. I mean, the whole year's been a very stressful, long ass year for me.
Yeah.
You know. So, and I haven't been the best on playing video games. Like I forgot that Dead Space, the remake, was there. You know, but I would not put it on any categories because they didn't remember what I told you earlier. If it feels like a brand new game, then sure, put it in the category. If it feels like you're just picking up where you left off, that's where Dead Space is to me. You're just picking up where you left off with the added scenes to make the whole story. Oh, it makes sense now. So yeah, I agree. Guys, let us know in the comments down below what are the games that you believe it's gonna win. What do you guys think about the nominees, and also what games they left out that should have been on what category? Guys, let us know in the comments down below. Let's talk to the last two topics that we want to cover very quickly. The Madam Web trailer come from Sony. What are your thoughts about that trailer? Because you just recently saw it.
I watched it right before we start recording. Honestly, like I know a lot of people were like hating on it. I want to like hear your criticism on it because I watched it and I was like, I'm not hyped for it, but I didn't watch the trailer and be like, oh God, this movie sucks. Like I was like, it could be interesting. I feel like a lot of people just like main story Spider-Man, and then this like is a deviation of it, and then sometimes people get annoyed. That's not, you know, Peter Parker, because some people still hate Miles Morales because he's not Peter Parker. And
oh my God, they're a bunch of idiots. Miles Morales and Peter Parker, they are Spider-Man. It's just normally Miles Morales is on a more distant future to where there's no Peter Parker. And then after Miles Morales is Miguel. Like that's just what it is, you know, Spider-Man 2099. Like get over it. The people, those people, I call those people ignorance because they don't follow the culture or they don't follow the comments. They just follow what's trending and what's hot. They don't know nothing about the story, the actual story of Spider-Man. Sure, Peter Parker is the main guy. Peter Parker is the main Spider-Man in any other universe you want to call it. But there are other Spider-Mans other than Peter Parker. That's why we have the Miles Morales and the Miguels and of this world, you know, and they're all fantastic Spider-Mans. Like I don't see any problem with it. Again, I don't pay attention to those people because
one of the issues is like a lot of people is like, this is the first one I'm introduced to, and this is the only one I want. I'm pretty sure you've seen it, Justice League, the animated series.
Absolutely, 100%.
So like a lot of people's first introduction to Green Lantern was John Stewart, the Black Green Lantern. And so when they see Hal Jordan, a lot of time they get pissed and they're like, why Hal Jordan? Who is Hal Jordan? Ball? It's like he's one of like he's not the original Green Lantern. He's not, right? It's like the old guy with the white hair.
Yeah.
But Hal Jordan is like one of I think the one after him. And so like there's this issue where they're like, they love John Stewart. No, I love John Stewart too. But like they hate Hal Jordan because that's not the one they were introduced to first, which is funny because he came out before John Stewart.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of the same principle. That's like, I saw Peter Parker first and I don't want to see any other person in a Spider-Man outfit, you know?
Again, it circles back to people that they don't know their history. They don't know the history of these comics and these superheroes. Like they don't know that it just goes beyond than just the one character. And sure, I can agree with some people. It's like, I wish it could be this character. Who is this character? It's not the same. But if you follow the line, it's like, okay, it makes sense because, you know, we have to evolve. We have to continue on. And that goes, again, we can argue with the Green Lantern. guys, if people don't realize it, the Green Lantern has multiple characters. Like there's a lot of Green Lanterns, and of all different colors, all different races, and all different like species. Because we have alien Green Lanterns. They're main Green Lanterns. Shit, like I'll take a step further. There's also multiple versions of 4.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is, you know. Like sure, we fell in love with one character and we want to remain that, but it's not always gonna be that character. And sometimes we have to evolve, and eventually on the Spider-Man verse, eventually we have to see Miles Morales as the main protagonist. We gotta have to, because we already have 3 different films, and then all the continuation films from MCU with the same Peter Parker character. Don't you think you're gonna get a little bit tired? Same with Batman. I love Batman. I love Batman to be Bruce Wayne all the way. But how many Bruce Wayne stories are we going to continue to have in this world, you know? Yeah. And that's why I like the whole set of Robins. Like we don't have one Robin. We have like 5 different Robins. We have a Robin that became Nightwing. We have a Robin that became the Red Hood. We have a Robin that became the Red Robin. And we have a Robin, which is like Damian Wayne, Bruce Wayne's son. And then we have the girl Robin, who, you know. Yeah, there's just too many characters, and I like that. It's like you get involved, they evolve. You can't always stay in the same character. So for this trailer, when I saw it, it's one of those movies that I don't think anybody asked for. That's how I felt.
Okay, yeah,
it's one of those that, did we really need it? Did we really ask for it? But at the same time, I understand business-wise why do we have a lot of Spider-Man stories and not focus to Spider-Man? Why do we have these many stories? Like, why do we have Venom? Why do we have Morbius? Why do we have Madam Web, what we're having right now? Why is it? Consumer-wise, I understand your frustrations, and I will do the same thing. Yes, I don't understand why we never asked for it. Probably Venom is the only one, but other than that, I don't know why. But business perspective, in their point of view, the reason why they're doing it is because Sony doesn't want to lose the Spider-Man license. They hold the license to Spider-Man. It's not Marvel, guys. Marvel doesn't own Spider-Man. Like Marvel Studios, Sony owns the license of Spider-Man and the uses and the likeness of Spider-Man. So only Spider-Man and only a Spider-Man movie can be produced by Sony. Oh, that's not true. Wolfson, what are you talking about? We've seen Spider-Man in the MCU. We've seen it part of the MCU universe in the Avengers and Civil War and Marvel Studios promote it. Yes, but that's what we call partnership.
Yeah,
it's called partnership.
And Disney had to give them a good amount of money for them to have Spider-Man in the Avengers and
exactly. That's why you were able to see Spider-Man in the MCU all together. But if you know, every time you watch the movie, you will notice that Spider-Man credits has Sony Interactive and then Marvel Studios, because
and it always says in association with. It never says like Marvel Studios. Yeah,
exactly, in association with. That's why you guys got to read the fine lines, you know. But that's why they have to, because they're using the license. And if they, and in the contracts, I didn't read much of the contracts, but I know a brief of it saying that if you guys don't produce a Spider-Man-like movie for X amount of time, the clause will activate and they will lose the license to Spider-Man, and then Marvel can swoop in and take those licenses back, because that's how it works. Like, if they don't produce enough Spider-Man-like stories or Spider-Man movies for a certain amount of time, then their contract becomes null and void, and Marvel gets the rights back. That's why we have this Madam Web, the Venoms, the Morbius, and I'm pretty sure, Kraven, the new Kraven, the Hunter movie that's about to show up as well. That's why we got all these Spider stories that directly, indirectly is related to Spider-Man, but they're not, Spider-Man in it. And it's because of that. So, yeah, I feel Madam Web, when I saw the trailer, I didn't see any wow factor out of it. It's like, oh, okay. So, future, you can see the future and this is how it's going to run. I feel like everything is like all over the place. I was just a little bit overwhelmed. And like I said before, it felt like it's a movie that no one asked. Like, I didn't ask for this. No one asked for this. Like, why do we care? But business-wise, they have to. Otherwise, they'll lose the license and MCU will hold it. So
I mean, like I'll give them the benefit of the doubt if they can tell a good story and have a good movie. I don't mind it because it's like
sure.
Put it into perspective. Think about the movie Cars, like the Disney Cars, right? Like
Right.
Or Pixar, right? It's like, were you asking about a movie with a talking car? No, but hey, it's one of the best movie of all times, you know? So it's like,
Right.
I'll give them their chance. You know, I typically watch movies and criticize it based on like, was it a good story? Was it a good movie? Yes or no? If it's not, they'd be like, yeah, no one asked for this. But it could turn out that, you know, this has crazy action and like good storytelling, good character building. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how the movie will play out. And yeah, I agree. That's a good point. I mean, if it's good, it's good. If it's not, then why is that? At that point, just like, yo, Sony, just give away the license. But obviously Sony doesn't want to because it's money right there. Even if they lose millions on having shitty projects like Morbius, they would rather lose those millions than to lose the money altogether. So,
yo, just give me the millions and I'll make them a movie.
Bats, there you go, Sony. You hear them. Give Mike the millions. He'll make it happen.
I'll be at least better than Morbius. I hope so.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Morbius follows the category of bad movies. It's a B movie.
Yeah,
that's how bad. Yeah, guys, let us know what you guys think about Madam Web in the trailer. Were you expecting it? Are you excited? Are you disappointed? Let us know in the comments down below. Last topic before we wrap this up. The movie, The Marvels. I have personally not watched it. I've heard stories from it, but Mike Phoenix, Hero, did watch it, and we're just going to hear his perspective out of it.
Yeah.
Let's hear about it. Is it good like people say? Is it bad like people say? We're having a little bit of both. What's the actual truth?
I'll talk about it, and I think maybe it'll lead into another, like a short segment of like the state of comic book movies.
Okay.
But
you gotta make it.
I watched it and I didn't hate it. I liked it way more than Captain Marvel.
Oh,
because I saw both. One of the biggest criticism was that the movie's too short. Not that it was too short, that they had extra things to say. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were complaining that, like, why make a movie that's only an hour and 45? Most MCU movies are 2 hours plus. Okay. That's a criticism I see. But then what's funny is then they also cried that the Batman was too long.
All right, moving on. Yeah.
Moving on. I'm not even going into that. I think they had a story to tell. Mm-hmm. And they told it. And I think it was the right amount of time. I felt if it was longer, people were going to cry and say the movie was dragged on. So the hour 45 time mark, because don't forget, it's less than an hour 45 because you have the credits, the intro sequence and all that stuff. So I think maybe it was an hour 35 really. Let's take away the 10 minutes of credits, whatever. It's like they had a story to tell. I guess I'll do spoilers if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
So I'll give them the prop. Getting the three of them to meet up, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and I don't think the third one even got a name. I think it's just her name is Monica. So it's like getting like Monica, Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel together was very quick. They didn't drag it on that like, oh, we're going to force you to watch like 20 minutes of like, slice of life of Captain Marvel, and then another 20 minutes of like what's going on with Miss Marvel, and then another 20 minutes of Monica. No, it was straight up like very quick to get them crossed over, which I like because again, they didn't drag it on. They were like, I guess they realized like having like those, introductions, blah, 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 would take too long and it doesn't add anything to the movie. So it was just very quick to get them together. They had to, I forgot what it was, but they touched like some portals and that's how their powers cross over because they have like energy based things or powers. Another criticism that I saw people was they're like, oh, we don't like how Marvel is right now because you have to watch all the TV shows and everything to understand what's going on. I always say, I don't think that's true. I have not seen any of the TV shows. I refuse to buy Disney Plus. The most I'll do is go to the movies, get my popcorn, get my hot dog, sit down and watch. To me, that's an event. But I'm not a big fan of Disney, but I watch the movies and I never feel like I don't know what's going on because I didn't see WandaVision and Miss Marvel and this. They're very straightforward telling you like what happened. Because there's a scene where like they asked Monica, like, how'd you get your powers? And then she's like, oh, I went to a city that was under a witch's control and it gave me powers. So it's like, they summed up what happened in WandaVision in a 1 to 2 sentence blur. And now you understand. It's like, okay, Wanda gave her the powers. Same thing with Ms. Marvel. They were like, oh, I think it was like the grandma gave her the amulet that gives her the power. So it was that. How'd you get your powers? Oh, well, my powers came from amulet. Boom. That's it. I didn't have to watch the entire Ms. Marvel TV show to understand what's going on. I didn't have to watch WandaVision to understand what's going on. And going back to, you saw Multiverse of Madness, right?
Yeah, Doctor Strange. I was about to tell you that one.
Yeah. In Doctor Strange, when he's confronting Wanda, he's like, yeah, I know you took over that, town and put it under your spell. It's like they sum it up for you so like the audience doesn't feel like left out. So when people are like, oh, I need to watch all this stuff, I don't think that's a valid criticism. This movie compared to Captain Marvel, I felt they didn't have a lot of I don't think they had it at all, period. Any of like the wokeness or like female power, anything like that. I think they just showed you like 3 powerful females, but didn't put it in your face that they were female. Which is like,
that was a big criticism on Endgame and Captain Marvel and other shit. Like, that I hate when it's being put into your face. Like, if you want to make it like you want to add some of the wokeness culture into the movies or TV shows, okay, make it look like it's seamlessly, like we know it's there. Don't make it obvious and make it like, it's right here in your face. Yeah.
I don't think like the whole time I watched this movie, I was like, there are 3 characters and they're all kind of badass and they all happen to be women. It wasn't like I'm a woman, so I have to be badass by default. I think they wrote them very well.
Yeah.
The struggle, basically, did you saw Captain Marvel, the first one?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. You know how the planet is at war or whatever?
Yeah.
So in this movie, you find out that she went and killed like the AI that controls the planet.
Right.
And then they go into like a civil war and the entire planet or galaxy really, not a galaxy, the solar system is drained of its resources. And so Captain Marvel feels bad because it's like, I thought I was doing the right thing and I ended up ruining this entire, solar system and blah, blah, blah. So I felt like it was a good story, what she had to do, the criticism that is valid is that the main villain just felt like generic villain. It felt like the one from the first Guardians.
Yeah.
Because I think they also had the same weapon, like the hammer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, she didn't do anything unique. Like her backstory was she saw Captain Marvel like destroy the AI. That was it. It's like, oh, I saw you destroy the AI. And then so she saw the event that led to them going to a civil war. But it's like she really didn't do anything. She wasn't like, oh my God, it's such a good villain or anything. I can't even remember her name. That's how unmemorable the villain was. Compared to like any of like Batman's, rogue villains, right? It's like, Bane. Even the first time you see Bane, you'll always remember Bane because he's so badass.
Ra's al Ghul right from the start.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap.
Rage, yeah. Any villain you've never seen in Batman, the first time you see them, you remember who they are. You're 100%. Like, you see Penguin, like, you'll never forget Penguin. You see the Riddler, Two-Face,
Strange. Yeah. It's Hugo Strange. Yeah. Hugo
Strange, yeah.
Hugo Strange.
Those are good villains. And most of them don't even have powers. They're just psychopaths. But with this one, it's like, I felt like there was no good villain, but I felt like they had a story to tell and they told it. And they got the crossover, done. And it was quick. So it wasn't like, oh my God, I put a 2.5 hour investment in something boring. It was just like, it's a nice hour and 30 minute of you seeing 3 heroes that have the same like powers, like team up. And from now on, they're able to team up later in the future if needed, And then I think the B-line story was Nick Fury, and he was more of like the comic relief story part of the story, because it's like he's dealing with something in like space, or there's like a space thing outside the orbit of Earth.
Yeah.
And so they bring Miss Marvel's like family there. And that's the whole comic relief, is because they're like, oh my God, we've never been in space. And they're all panicking because They're just like a normal like American family.
Yeah.
And now they're in space doing crazy. So yeah, so he was the comic relief, and then of course there's something with like that cat that's not really a cat that has like the tentacles.
The alien, yeah.
Yeah, the alien cat. Yeah, it's like in the movie it's laying eggs.
Oh.
It lays eggs and then it has a bunch of like kittens. So that's like the comic relief of it. So I don't think it was that bad. People crying about it. I was like, if you want to say the villain is boring and generic and unforgettable, I agree with that. But I don't like. There really wasn't any wokeness for people to say like, oh, I don't want people to say like, go woke, go broke when they talk about Disney. I don't think this movie was like woke at all.
Good.
It was like, again, like a quick crossover, getting the Marvels combined, just setting up for the future in case they have to do another team up or they need help or they want to get Captain Marvel back from space. It's like, this is how they do it. If you watch it, like to me, it's good. But I don't think it's like, if I don't see this movie, I'm missing out.
Okay, that's fair enough. So it's a movie that I can wait until it's available for me to stream it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. All
yeah.
right.
But I do think it's worth watching because there are other movies. Like I'm just like, I don't know why I watched this.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, that's actually pretty good. So it's not a.
Yeah, I was actually.
So what do you classify it
surprised.
as? Like, is you out of a scale of 1 to 10? You think it's a good 7, a solid 7?
I'll give it a 7.
Fair
I'll give it a 7. Like I said, if it was any longer, I would give it way less. I think they had like story to say. They said it. They wrapped it up. There's no like cliffhangers. Obviously, they set up for like the next Avengers because the end credit scene is Miss Marvel talking to, I guess, the daughter of Hawkeye
or the Nets Hawkeye.
Yeah, my bad. The daughter of Hawkeye.
The actual daughter or the one that played in the Hawkeye series? Because the one.
Well, I don't watch any of the shows. So.
Yeah, it's a different character. It's a different.
Oh, okay. My bad. But who has the mantle?
Yeah.
Of Hawkeye, like she goes and tries to like mimic Nick Fury, and it's like I'm trying to get a team of extraordinary people to help me. So it's pretty funny that again she's trying to like mimic Nick Fury because she's supposed to be like a teenager.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, they're probably setting up. I don't know what they call Young Avengers.
Yeah,
or maybe the new Avengers.
But maybe they're setting up for when it gets to age on Avengers, the Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars, because I don't know. Those are the two.
Well, I heard at least what I read that they're stepping away from the Kang Dynasty stuff because of the allegations that the actor had. I thought that was confirmed. Like
it is confirmed that they're stepping away and they're putting in Doctor Doom, which I felt like okay, that's a way better villain for the Nets. That's a way better. Introducing Doctor Doom. That's a villain that nobody can fuck with
except Disney.
Except Disney.
Because if Disney nerfs him, it makes him like a whimsical character. I'm gonna be so upset. Because when you see Doctor Doom on screen, bro, it's like you're scared of him.
Like if you thought Thanos was scary, you thought Ultron was scary. Doom is at that caliber times 10. Like Doom is one Doom. Like you hear it. Like Doom is one of those characters that can go on par with the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
That's already crazy as it is. Like can go toe to toe with some of the strongest Avengers. Yo, okay. And then after Doom, it'll be Galactus. That should be like the final front from the entire MCU universe. Like that's how we're gonna close the chapter on Marvel's movies with Galactus.
Yeah, with Doctor Doom. Did you ever read the Infinity War comics?
Yeah, I've read it. Oh,
you read it. So you remember like the whole time Thanos is doing his stuff, like Doctor Doom's in the background trying to like become the leader of the entire universe. Yeah. It's like that's how badass he is. It's like Thanos is like, trolling everyone and Doctor Doom's like, nah, I'm trying to one up Thanos. So if they keep him badass and scary, not scary like shock value, like, like his presence, signifies Doom is coming. Like I can think he's gonna be a good villain, but if they make him like a joke, like they did with Kang, I don't think there's anything.
Yeah, I'm with it. We'll see how it goes for entirety. We're gonna wrap this up, man. We're trying to keep it a little bit low on the time. Before anything, is there anything else you want to talk about? Like anything you want to shout out or shit?
No, I think we had a good discussion on the games. I think I need to buy some games because I didn't play any of the games you mentioned. Like,
yeah, we definitely need to buy more games and at least play more games so we can talk about.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever the awards come out, we need to do like a retrospective and see who was right, who was wrong.
Yeah, we
were both wrong, maybe.
Yeah, that episode's gonna come out very, very soon when the awards come out. Yeah, guys, we're gonna end this with a nice note. Before we leave, go follow Mike Phoenix Hero on his YouTube channel. I'll put a link on the description down below, guys. Yeah, guys, thank you for listening. And remember, every week is a brand new episode with brand new topics. So obviously, follow us, youtube.com/A Wolf in Geeks Clothing or AWGC Podcast or AWGCpodcast.com. You can check all the latest episodes, the audio versions as well. And comment down below and let me hear your thoughts, share your experiences. And if you guys got a specific topic that you want to talk and then you want us to cover it, please let us know in the comments down below. We'll do our best to cover it on the next episode. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. All right? Peace.
See ya.